Yo, what's up guys? Universal Mastery. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a subject that is very mysterious. And this has been going on for so long. This has been going on for such a long time, but no one is really telling you the truth about this. Like, so many people think they're telling you the truth about this, but they haven't even done it, and they haven't even experienced it, and they don't even know what they're talking about. How can you speak on something that you haven't even experienced? Like, that blows my mind. And of course, everyone's viewing these videos, and now they're spewing all the knowledge when it's fucking false. It's not real. So, without further ado, I'm going to tell you the truth about making a pact with the devil. Alright, so first thing I want to say is, it is dark. Okay, it is a dark thing, right? It is definitely dark. I mean, listen to it. It's like making a pact with the devil, right? But what you're thinking is not the truth. Oh, I don't want to make that generalization, but I want to say, like, most likely what you're thinking is not the truth about, what I'm saying about making this pact. So first of all, you want to ask yourself the question, like, what is the devil? Okay? So breaking that down, it's, the devil was always a rebel. Now, there is not just one devil, okay? The devil is a label. That's it. It's literally like a label, like a title, if you will, for certain types of energies. There are many beings, there are many different types of beings, there are many archetypes, gods, goddesses, you name it, that will go by the title devil, because that's just what society has been programmed to think. A lot has to do because of the Bible, and it says there is one God and there is one devil, which is not true. Basically what that title really means is the rebel, and you have to even break that down. So if we can break devil down to rebel, then we can break rebel down to thinking outside of the box. So then we can break thinking outside of the box down to being different, essentially thinking different than what most people think. And I don't know if you guys already know this, but in today's society, if you think differently than what most people think, and you express that, and you communicate that, then a lot of the times you get backlash. A lot of the times people don't want to hear it, because you start to speak on a higher frequency that makes people uncomfortable. There is a certain level of frequency that's like people are okay with. Then if you go a little bit above that, then that's when they start to get uncomfortable. So you can only imagine, if you have real knowledge and you have real wisdom, you're starting to speak up here, and that really makes people uncomfortable, because you have such power and energetic control over your voice, that it literally can cause a change in someone's life. And once again, a lot of people are afraid of change. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of people that are very powerful, and they know a lot, but they're afraid to speak their truths. And they may not even be aware of this, or maybe they are aware of it. If it's you, then start speaking your truth. But if you're not aware of it, there's a lot of people that are very powerful and have these psychic gifts, but they're being suppressed by, society and the majority of people, because they're frowned upon when they speak their truths, because their truths do make change. But you have to get in the mindset that, people need change. Like, some people are so ignorant that, when you speak your truth, they start clearing their throat, like they don't want to hear it, like they start like giving you this weird shade, this bad energy, and they may straight up say like, you're crazy and call you these names. But the truth is like, you got to speak your truth. Like, you can't have anyone suppress you from speaking who you are and who your soul is, because your spirit and your soul needs to express. Your spirit and your soul needs to speak. Your energy needs to flow into the universe. You need to give energy to the universe. Like, it's just because you give it to, and it will come back. Like, if you're not expressing yourself, then you're draining yourself of your own energy. You're going to end up dying sooner. Like, I want you to like know how urgent it is to speak your truths and to be who you are. And if people get uncomfortable about that, who gives a fuck? Like, they can leave. They can go somewhere else. Like while you speak your truth and while you speak your own, your own energetic frequency, you will start to remove the people that you need gone from your life, and you will bring in the people that you need and you wish you always had in your life, like people that you never knew existed. And I'm telling you, they are out there. Like, you just have to get in that frequency and maintain it and be consistent with it. Then you will see these people come in. You'll be like, where the fuck were you my whole life? And then they'll be like, oh, well, like, you just got on this higher frequency, so now you're starting to tune it. Like, it's like another world. It's like another society. But you have to break out of the old, the old thought patterns, the old mass consciousness in order to experience these things. But you gotta speak your truth, right? You have to. I'm kind of forgetting where I'm going with this. Oh, I remember. So we were talking about like, breaking these words down. And, then I got on the topic of, expressing your own truth is the best thing that you can do, because that's where I felt like that conversation needed to lead to. But let's take it back. So now that we have the understanding that most people don't understand the word devil, and that's why they fear it, and that maybe that's not even the right word to use. Like, maybe like rebel, or maybe thinking different, or maybe enlightened is a better word. Like the enlightened one. Like, instead of calling it the devil, let's call it the enlightened one, the one that shares knowledge, that gives knowledge. It may not be comfortable all the time when you receive this knowledge, but is it going to change you for the better? Yes. You got to understand that. Like, it's not comfortable changing. Like, when someone says, hey, you have to leave your house, like, let's say you're living in a small house. I'm going to create an analogy for you. Let's say you're living in a small house, right? And you have an opportunity to move into that, like, literally the house of your dreams. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's not really going to be comfortable moving, because you've been in this small house. Let's say you've been in this small house for like 5 years. And everything's in its place. You're so used to it being there. You have your routine. It's all set. And now you have an opportunity to move into literally the house of your dreams. But, let's say this house of your dreams is like 100 miles away. So you're going to have to literally get the moving team. You're going to have to pack all your stuff up. You're going to have to call your friends or call some sort of, people that can help you out. And you're going to have to move all your items into this new house. Like, that's not comfortable and that's not fun, and no one likes doing that. But now, once you finish that process, you have all your old things moved into your new house. You found like your new, routines, your rooms in that. You have your room over there, your restrooms over there. You're starting to get used to the place. Then you're like, wow, like, I'm in the house of my dreams. This is amazing. Like, I got the whole moving process over. It's like that. Like, you want to look at your life like it's uncomfortable to make change, but once you make the change and solidify it and have it become a part of who you are, then it becomes comfortable, and then you're very glad that you have it. Okay, you're very glad that you have it. So when it comes to making a pact, there is so many misconceptions. Like, people think that, you're gonna burn, like, after you die, your soul's gonna burn in hell. Like, you're basically signing your soul away. Like, you're no longer in control of your life. They make it seem like you're literally, like, you're gonna have no life after death. They just make all these weird things that are mostly based on religious mindsets. When in fact the truth is none of that is real. Like, none of that is real. First of all, no matter what you do, there's always going to be life after death. depending on what you do here, depending on how you operate, depending on what level of consciousness you've gotten to, you've ascended to, depends on what you're going to do after death. You may be caught in the reincarnation cycle, which what religious cycles will lead you in, and the reincarnation cycle, after you die, you literally get cycled in, and then you get popped back out into a new vessel and pretty much have to do everything over again, because you didn't reach a certain level of consciousness. You didn't reach a level where you can choose who you want to reincarnate into, or even if you want to reincarnate, or at what time you would like to reincarnate. You're just in that cycle, and you just get shot back out so that you can redo the whole process. But you have another chance. But who wants to do that over and over and over and over and over again? Like, you want to get it at some point. You want to understand this knowledge at some point. So regardless, there's life after death. It doesn't matter if you make a pact. Making a pact can actually help you break that reincarnation cycle. Basically what it's doing is, so for example, we all have higher selves, right? Like, you have one, she has one, he has one, I have one. It's your own spirit. Like right now there is a spirit in another realm that is controlling my vessel. That is who I am speaking to you. Like, how am I speaking to you? It's not all physical. We're not all in the 3D here, like the 3D dimension. Like, there is other realms all around us that are all taking place here and now in this present moment. So there is a spirit that is me. Okay, there's a spirit that is me. Now, in this world, that spirit's named Jeremiah Schwartz. That's my name. Now, in another spiritual plane, that entity may have a different name. And maybe in this plane, it may have another name. So it's very fascinating, right? So regardless, the name doesn't make too much of a difference, but all you want to know is that there is this other being that is you. It is your own spirit. Like understand that. That's all you want to know. Now, once you understand that, you can name it. For example, I named my higher self so that I can further strengthen it when I do meditations. Because when I speak that name, I'm automatically thinking about that spirit that is me. Like that spiritual essence of who I am. And the way that I see that is how I just intuitively see it and what I want it to look like, because I can create it. So it's like it's there and it's already there, but it's me. So I get to make it look the way I want it to look. I get to make it be the way that I want it to be. I get to make it act the way I want to act. And then there's times where it gives me knowledge and advice and leads me down the right course when I don't physically, understand what direction I need to move in, because it's the purest form of my spirit. It's all knowing. It's connected to everything. So basically what I'm saying is we all have that, right? So we all have this higher self, and that higher self will always take good care of us. It wants the best for us. It will always help us progress in our our life's path and move us in the areas that we need to move. Now, you don't always have to listen to that intuition. And by not listening to that intuition, you're basically shaming your own spirit, your own higher self. Like, some people want to stay in this like cave mindset, this animal mindset where you're like a sheep and you just don't recognize you have this high power. You don't recognize it. But then the picture and the point that I'm trying to create is you have your higher self. That's the most important thing. Now, outside of that, there's spirit guides. So there's certain energies, there's certain gods, goddesses, certain deities, certain frequencies, high powers, like strong energetic forces that are intelligent, that are alive, that are real, have their own personalities, like their own higher selves, that really care about you and really want to see you do good. And they also depend on you to a certain extent, because once again, you're more powerful than you think, and the better you do, the better they're going to do. So you have a certain set of spirit guides that are around you, and the more that you can start to get in touch with that, right? Get in touch with those spirit guides. Now, this can go far. This can be spirit guides, this could be ancestors, this can be angels, and this can be demons, like all these things. The more that you get in touch with that, the more you realize, like, whoa, like I have a lot of leverage for the things that I do. I have a lot of leverage in my life and in my purpose, and for the things that I'm trying to create. Like, there's a lot of momentum behind me. Like, you got to think of that. Like, and then, like, just to add to the momentum, like, every cell and genome that's in your body is alive. Let that soak in for a second. It's all alive. Like, it's all real living energy, and you're in control of it through your own highest power. And then you have all these other powers. Like, you are powerful. Let's just put it that way. So when you make a pact, it's like making a contract with one of your spirit guides saying, hey, I acknowledge you 100%, and I want you to help me accomplish this thing. Whatever, insert blank here. So it's like, for example, let's say you're working a job and you have a manager and you're like, hey, you know what? You're working this job, you're putting in your highest energy, you want to be the best you can be, and you're actually striving for success. It's like going to your manager and saying, hey, I'm trying to climb the ladder. Hey, I'm trying to be my best self here. I want to, get to the highest opportunity that I can get in this job. Can you help me do that? Just by speaking, communication is so key. Just by speaking that's going to open up new doorways for you. One, because your words create reality because you're asking. And then two, because now this other person that has all this power now knows that what you want to achieve. And, by putting that out there and saying those things, you're going to have certain circumstances and certain situations that are going to prepare you and set you up to achieve what you're looking to accomplish. And you have to approach those things with the right attitude, keeping what you've said in mind and always using that as your leverage to overcome these obstacles that may come your way, but those obstacles are going to make you stronger. So basically making a pact is going to just say, like, hey, I'm asking for your help. It's like almost putting down a form of, our mundane consciousness to say, like, oh, this is evil, or oh, I can't do this, or no, I don't need help. It's like just saying, like, hey, I want your help. Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work every day to be my best self to achieve this. For me, it's being a speaker. I want to be the most impactful speaker in my generation, and I'm going to be the most impactful speaker in my generation. So there's power behind when I say this, because when I say I want to be the most impactful speaker in my generation, my mind already goes to, you're going to. So if I didn't already think that I'm going to, then I would be saying, I'm going to be the most impactful speaker in my generation. And that I had to do that for a while and program my mind to understand that. But basically that's just kind of like a way that you can use energy. But now I know I am. So I can kind of play around with my language, my words a little bit more. So I can say I want to share the message a little further. But in my mind, I really know I am. Like, it's real. And I've made a pact with certain energies, certain deities, to make sure that happens and solidify that. And it's basically also, there's a form of it which is making a pact with myself, saying, I'm holding myself accountable to this. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. No matter what it takes, I will do it, because there's no point in me being here if I'm not going to do what I came here to do anyways. That's it. That's the key. So I want you guys to really open your minds a little bit more when you get told all these things, like, oh, making a pact's gonna, put you on the evil side. It's gonna make your mind, you're gonna go insane, and, you're gonna lose your soul, and you're gonna go to hell after all those things. Now, is it possible to make a pact and then lose your consciousness, go insane, end up getting stuck in the reincarnation cycle and screwing everything up? Of course it is. Anything's possible. It's all about how you act. It's all about how serious are you about achieving what you want to achieve in life. Like, it's up to you. Like, don't overcomplicate it, guys. It's simple. Like, if you really want something, you're going to go as hard as you can to try and get that. Sometimes you're going to go so hard to try and get that you start losing your mind a little bit. Then you pull back. It's okay to relax. It's okay to ground yourself. It's okay to take a breath. It's okay to meditate. It's okay to spend a couple days not talking to anyone, not doing anything, rejuvenating yourself. Then go right back into it. Go right back into it, and then achieve what you came here to achieve. You can do that through making a pact, which I recommend, because that's going to excel your process, it's going to hold you accountable, and then you're also going to have even more superior help. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to. I mean, at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. But I'm just sharing the truth, okay? This is the real light. Like I don't know if you guys can tell from me. I don't know if it seems like I'm evil or, what I'm saying is not true. I guarantee you what I'm telling you resonates. I guarantee it. I know it does. I mean, I can feel energy. I can see in that, like, in my mind's eye, the people that are listening to this right now, and I know it resonates. I know it does because I don't speak things that don't. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, this is all, I'm tapping into a certain frequency right now, a certain energy. You call it the Akashic Records, but it's just pulling from this source that's like, I know what I'm speaking is real. That's why I'm so confident when I speak it. Like, it's like facts. Okay, you can't argue this. You can try, but you're going to screw yourself up trying to do that. That's on you. But other than that, yeah, that's the truth. So when it comes to making a pact, it's not what you think. It's really not. Do it yourself if you want to experience it. Okay, if you want to really have the truth. Listen to what people tell you. And then ask yourself the question, have they really experienced what they're speaking on? Have they really gone into what they're speaking on? Or are they just speaking on it based on what they think they know? Other than that, I'm going to wrap this video up right here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell because I'm trying to post videos as often as I can. And follow me on Instagram if you have any other questions. Make sure you drop down in the comments too because I'd be more than happy to engage with you. And I do have merch that is coming soon, so guys, stay tuned to that because once I get this merch out, it's gonna be a really unique design. You'll see it when it comes, but yes, merch is coming. Other than that, I'm gonna let you guys go here. Peace.